Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me on the live stream. If we've got audio going all good.
I can hear you on the live stream.
Okay, sweet.
I can hear you.
Sorry about the technical difficulty. I don't know why the stage locked you all out, but I reset it, so we're good. For those who are on the YouTube channel, come over to the stage on Discord if you like. Okay, let me set the transition over. Better see my ugly mug on the live stream now. I haven't shaved today because it's up late. Oh, here we go. More messages. Great. Sorry, quickly gotta check my phone. Yeah, I was up until like 5 a.m. working on stuff, so I haven't shaved today. Excuse my scruffy face. All right, how we going?
That's the way to be. And by the way,
Right.
everybody, hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. Help with that social engagement, folks. When people search for BODA,
That's
you
it.
know, we search for reward tokens, search for all kinds of stuff. We want them to find us. So please smack the like button for us.
100%. All right, repping the Boda merch. Actually, gotta get more shirts. Actually, I think we're gonna talk a little bit about that today as well. Help me, Boda coffee cup. Enjoying this one. It's actually solid design. This one. With my other coffee cup that I used to have, you know, the coffee like rings around the top. So as you drink it, like all the coffee stuff. Man, my brain's really wrecked today. It sticks to the inside of the mug, my other mug, right? But this thing has like a Teflon coating on it. I kid you not. Like you can just literally rinse it underwater, and all that coffee stain stuff that sticks to the inside, it just like washes off with water. I mean, obviously I'll wash it out with soap, but yeah, you can just literally just put it on the tap and it clears away. So pretty sweet. All right. Hope the lighting's not too bad. Anyway, we're good. All right, how's everyone going? Everyone chilling? We'll get this AMA underway. Happy Sunday, happy Saturday evening for those over in America land. We've got a few things we want to just go over today. I know we had AMA last week, and we just have some sort of things to show off. We've got the new Billboard creatives to show off, and we've also got the NFT like concept designs. So we'll show them off, and then I've also been given a bit of a demo video of what their marketplace is going to interact, like how you can kind of set it up and add the NFT. So got a cool little preview. So that's what we want to talk about. Then we've obviously had just some more questions come up during the week. So this is all just about getting ready for the Billboard ads, Billboard campaigns next week. Just super exciting. Going to start on the 13th to the 20th in LA. And we've already got some people in LA who are keen to take photos of the billboards when they go live. So that'll be super exciting. All right. Shall we get to the Reddit questions then? And we're going to see if we can beat our time record too with keeping this under an hour. Let's try it. Let's try it for once. We're keeping this under an hour. All right. So we've got our questions. Our first question for today comes from Outrageous Pass. BODA V2 is doing any further plan to work in Web 3.0 NFT game Metaverse project? Simple answer is yes. We are in contact working with Morales, who's a company that's doing the Web3 stuff. And yes, we have the plans for next year to do a NFT metagame verse and things like that, which I covered a little bit more in detail in the last AMA. The simple answer is yes. Next question. Someone who believes in this project long term, what are the best ways platforms to spread the word about the token, and what would be the key message components to share regarding this project? All right, so this is where the community obviously comes it's really, really important, and we've said this over and over again since April, is that the community has a big, big role to play. Places, that you can go on to, there's Twitter, there's stock tweets too that we keep posting about that people might be unfamiliar with, but that's a great place where there's a lot of investor information. Obviously, Reddit, Facebook group, YouTube vids. You can make your own YouTube vids. It's not something like you don't have to be perfect at it. I mean, if you look at other tokens, just search any other tokens out there, even SafeMoon, right? You'll see thousands of videos. And to be honest, it's not so much about having the perfect quality either. It's about just having the videos out there. So when people search on YouTube, for example, reward token or something like that, it'll come up. All right. Also, another thing you do is like what's called soft shilling, and it's basically you can go into the comment sections. So you can go in the comment sections of influencers, which we've had Zach, who's in our community. So he's been really like pushing out the Shiller or the BODA Army. We've changed the name now on Discord, the BODA Army channel. But you'll see Zach in there is like actively sharing the tweets that everyone can go comment on for all the influencers. Same deal with YouTube vids. So don't be shy to go under like Safe Moon YouTube videos and be like, hey, have you heard about BODA? Like, hey, have you heard that you can earn BUSD just for holding? You can earn it automatically. Like there's no, you know, you don't have to stake it or anything. You can just literally hold it in your wallet. Just saying stuff like that in other YouTubers' comments videos. This is how other tokens have also got noticed. And it works. It seriously works. You'll see other YouTube videos from popular influencers, right? Who they don't even do paid content. So it's like the value on that too when they actually do notice your token project, because there's thousands of comments in the comment section, right? And then they make a video about you. That's insane. Like you'll see tokens just absolutely blow up from some crypto influencer going, "Hey guys, I've just noticed that, you know, I've had 1,000 comments about BODA V2 in my feed, so I'm going to do a video about it." So that's just another way you can go about it. Obviously, Reddit, the same thing. I mean, you'll see on Reddit, like we're on Reddit now on the screen, but you'll see that you can go into other token posts and do the soft shilling stuff. And obviously, you don't want to get too toxic about it either, because we're living on we're on the internet, right? And there's a lot of trolls and there's a lot of people who do get nasty on the internet, and you don't want to get caught up in that. And we obviously we don't encourage people to get into those sort of like toxic, you know, activities, because that will fall back on like us as a community and us as a token project as well. And it's happened before, right? Like we've had our telegrams raided from other communities, you know, when that's kind of happened. So we don't want that to happen. But there's just some ideas, right? I don't know if you guys want to elaborate on that today.
I definitely want to say that it's important that the community step up the best they can. I mean, we can buy things, we can pay for things, but there's a limit. There's only so much that we can do. And if the community, if there's anybody, like for example, I really want to write an article all about BODA and I want to post it somewhere, or you want places to post it, we can feed you topics. We can give you ideas and stuff to go on. We have hundreds of ideas, but only so much in the kitty to pay for other people to do the stuff for us. So we can't pay everybody to do these things. This is kind of where you have to step up and help out the best you can. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're doing lots behind the scenes. There's only so much we can do.
Yeah. And I would like to add, it means one thing coming from a team member or coming from BODA itself, but if it's coming from an individual, or better yet, a large group of individuals that aren't necessarily associated with the team, it looks much better. Like, because if people see on Twitter, see BODA V2 tweeting these things, they're going to think, oh, well, of course they're going to do that to promote themselves, right? But if they see the individual tweeting these things about BODA V2, and they're like, oh, well, there must be something there. Because then you're disassociating, because of course the company is going to talk themselves up, or the crypto is going to talk themselves up. And it's just that organic grassroots growth. It's the most effective.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's the thing from a psychological point of view as well, is that exactly like Jojo said, is if a team member and an official representative of anything, right, over any product as well, like if you have a Coca-Cola rep who's like, oh yeah, come on, like buy Coca-Cola, it's awesome, it's the best drink in the world. Your brain's instantly going to be like, oh, you know, like get stuff, mate. Like, of course you're just trying to sell something because you're trying to make money off me, right? But if someone else who's like, no, I'm invested in this, right? Or I really like Coca-Cola, and I'm just an average bloke who's just going to the supermarket and buying Coca-Cola because I like it. You should try it. Like, I think you really like it. And then mentally, you're like, oh, well, yeah, all right then, because old mate who I know, or old mate, like, you know, who's at the shops just says, "Oh yeah, that's really great." And I bet you, like, just think of times in your life where you've probably been in these shops and you've probably been standing in an aisle, right? And you've probably been looking at some food, like a frozen pizza or a chocolate bar or something, right? And if you've ever had a moment where someone's sitting next to you and they're like, "Oh, like that stuff's pretty good. I tried that the other day," like as a random passing comment or something. And then you probably find that, if that's happened at least once in your life, there's probably been that moment where you've gone, "Yeah, all right, I'll give it a go," and that's something that is priceless. And that's honestly something where everyone, like, we can't stress this enough, where everyone as a community, and you guys that are, like, you're also invested in the project too, right? So it also benefits you as a holder to go out and promote it anyway, because if you get more people in, right, the value of the token is only going to go up, right? That's how all these investment systems work. Same with stocks, right? So if you've got other people telling you to go buy into something, then obviously the value is going to increase because you've had more people bring in and more people bring money in, right? But just from a simple basic concept is that if you have that genuine, rapport with someone and that connection with someone, and again, they don't have to be your best friend or something. They could just be a colleague, or they could be just someone that you know in passing and be like, "Hey, I've got this, project that I want to, like, that I'm really into, and it's paying me BUSD. And I think it's pretty good, and you should check it out if you're into crypto, right? If you're in the space, talking to people in crypto." The other thing is numbers, right? And again, we're only as strong as as the numbers that we have, right? So if there's only 7 of us, right, on the team, if there's only 7 of us who are just at there actively every single day posting all over the place, that's only 7 of us. That's only 7 accounts. But if we have 5,000 of yous out there posting from 5,000 different accounts, like, it's, to me, it's just common sense, right? And I don't think that has to be dumbed down and explained either, because that is really plain and simple. So that's just something, again, that we stress on. Um, Again, to me, it just doesn't seem like it's a no-brainer. Like, it doesn't seem like something that I should have to, me personally, I don't feel like I have to spoon feed people, because you're not idiots and you're all adults, to be honest, and to be quite frank about it. But again, it's just, yeah, we totally understand that people need, I guess, content or something to write about and to post about, which we'll definitely be focusing more on the Discord, especially now that we've got everyone together. But that's just something, again, like, I'm just really, yeah, like, like, you get to know me too. Like, I'm just gonna be really frank about stuff as well, because I'm just not gonna, like, cut around with all this BS stuff as well. And honestly, like I've said so many times before, like, um, yeah, we're dealing with adults. You're all adults. You've got money. I mean, you've all got to be over 18 to get into crypto and stuff anyway. Um, yeah. So anyway, it's just, yeah, just trying to just lay it out there and not get too cranky about it. But, like, that's just, that is as simple as I can make it.
Yeah, I mean, last thing I'll say on it is that I got into my very first BSC tokens because I was in other crypto before, but the very first time I got into a BSC token was because people were relentlessly going in to the Dogecoin subreddit,
Mm.
because I was deep in Dogecoin, right? And I was in there all the time looking at, just reading articles and stuff like that. There were people constantly going in there and they were shilling their BSC tokens like mad. And it was the same, like 2 or 3 every time. And of course, the comments would get deleted right away, but I would see them as I was scrolling through. And sure enough, I ended up, coming over to Binance Smart Chain because of those idiots in the. So please feel free. I mean, don't get your Reddit account banned or anything like that. But I mean, feel free to be one of those idiots. Idiots in the nicest.
Degenerates.
Exact degenerates. That's the best way to say it.
Yes, good point. Good point. All right, okay, let's move on to the next question from, thanks, Layman Trade, for that one too. So Nillerton. All right, so we've got some questions here. What are the monthly expenses of running the project, hosting, maintenance, excluding marketing dividends? So I've already paid out of my own pocket. I've already prepaid for things like the website, so that's paid for 5 years. Top of my head, I think it was like $350 for 5 years, something. It wasn't really that expensive. Same with the BODA app website, prepaid for that. We've prepaid for a bunch of stuff because we knew, going into this and going into launching the V2 is that we need stuff prepaid, right? Because it's also this whole investment thing. Like we honestly, when we launched V2 as well, we honestly didn't know if it was just gonna be a flop, right? Because that's literally the gamble that we took, right, with V2. And that's with any token launch too. Any token that you launch in crypto, you're literally taking that 50-50 gamble. And I'm not sugarcoating any of it. Like you're literally going, hey, I'm throwing like a bit of money behind this, but I could lose it all. And that's literally what I did. I put a lot of money behind it and put it up. And yes, we've taken it. We took off really well, obviously, when we first launched, and then we've teetered back down. But we're still, like I said, I've prepaid for a lot of stuff, so we've still got the payments there ready to do the development stuff, which is why I know the development stuff's still going to carry on till next year. All right. But yes, and then there's going to be stuff that after those prepayment things run out, is that yes, we'll have to start looking at how do we manage and fund all that. But that's something I'm not really worried about, at least for, like I said, the website stuff's already prepaid for the next 5 years. All the dev stuff's already like for another year or so. So like me personally, like I said, for the long term stuff, I'm not too stressed about that. Yeah, I think it's just, for me personally, the stress stuff is like just trying to get stuff built, and the tech side of stuff, which is what I was up till 5 a.m. last night trying to fix. So hence my brain's a little bit sore today. But yes. All right. So with every future upgrade, the service that you require to hold or buy BODA V2 tokens. So the lottery, the game, the token minter, NFT, etc., etc. For volume increases, so more BUSD passive income. So I guess everything will be built around BODA V2. If you could, be great if you could confirm and elaborate. Yes. So the whole point of utility and the token ecosystem is obviously to use either BODA V2 as much as we can, or we use other tokens like BNB and BUSD to inject into our ecosystem, and then we take a fee from that to then pump back into the token, right? To buy back the token. So that's where the volume will come in. So we'll keep increasing the volume. Well, basically, in terms of that, it's just if we're using the fees from the yield farming, from the lottery tickets, from the token minter, from the NFTs, even the token locker, right? If we charge, for example, Unicrypt charges, I think I mentioned the last time, they charge about 0.9 BNB every single time you lock liquidity, right? So it doesn't matter how much in value of LP points you lock, you get charged 0.9 BNB every single time, and that goes straight to them. So that's an example that we could set up where we charge people in BNB, right? And so we could just use that to just go, all right, and then say once a month we'll just buy back, right? So we'll just throw all that money, all that BNB, I should say, into just buying back the tokens. And then we can go and burn off those tokens, help reduce supply. But in those moments too, when we do those buybacks, that's giving everyone back that BUSD bonus, right? So that's all part of the ecosystem. So again, it doesn't have to be BODA V2 that we're using, because we can utilize the other token. So for example, with the yield farming, so just going to cover this quickly. So I've got the cake one set up here. Now, this is the yield farm where you stake liquidity. So if you're unfamiliar with yield farming and want to learn a bit more about it, the easiest way is just go to Pancakeswap and have a bit of a look around. You can also go to Binance Academy, which is a free, totally 100% free resource, and it's all catered for Binance products and Binance Smart Chain products. So again, it's relative. Okay, so let's have a look at their pools. Okay, so this is something we would have. A pool is essentially staking. So what we would have on our yield farm in our pool is you would stake another token to say, they've got all these other Binance Smart Chain tokens, right? So we could even do partnerships where we could have other tokens, other yield farming tokens, to say, hey, do you want to let your community put their tokens onto our stake to earn BODA V2 tokens, right? Or our BODA tokens. But what we do, you take fees from all these, right? Now, I don't think it's coming up because I'm not connected, but all these will have fees, all right? So you can imagine, for example, like you're staking cake, right? So Cake here, I think when you're connected, it tells you it takes an auto fee, right, for the compound. So let's say you stake BNB. So let's say we take a small fee portion for you having to stake BNB to earn BODA, right, in return. And so all that revenue we put back into buying the actual BODA V2 token to like help with not just the volume, but also with the BUSD payout. And so similar concept here. So we'd have things like BNB, BUSD, we'd have Cake. So you'd say Cake to own BODA. We'd have USTD. We'd even have like the Binance Pegged Dogecoin, for example. We could. It's limitless, basically, of what we can literally put on. Correction. I say it's limitless. It's limited, obviously, to the supply that we have of tokens to give back in rewards. Because obviously, the more staking you have, the less APR it gets, right, as well. So as you can see, like a lot of these with the Cake ones are only about 50% a year, which is still good. It's still a lot, by the way.
Still better than anything my bank's offering.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's just because I know a lot of people have been asking about how the yield farm stuff's working too. And yes, we'll do obviously more explainers, more AMAs on them. Dave's will obviously he's our tutorial guy, so he'll do tutorials once we've got it up. But this is just an example of what the staking stuff can do. And then same with the farm stuff. So you're staking liquidity. So you'd stake, say for example, you'd stake BNB and BODA V2, and you stake that in liquidity, and then what you do is you stake LP points into here. Now, obviously, I can't really show you how that all goes because I'm not connected. But that's just a general gist of that. And so we would take, again, a fee revenue of this sort of stuff to put back into the token. So that's what the yield farming stuff and all that sort of stuff is going to be really good for volume. Yeah. You guys got anything else to add to that?
Can't wait. Very excited.
Yes. Okay. All right. Where do we see this in a year from now? Just see lots of utility being done and finished. Right now, we're in the building phase. And that's also not to say in a year from now, we won't have more things to build, because I'm sure we will. And the Web3 stuff, for example, is really getting hot. And that's going to be when ETH 2.0 finally gets done. I'm sure there's going to be new tech and new things to build on that. But the yield farming stuff, the NFT marketplace, trying to get the game going, all that sort of stuff's like on a hot list, especially for next year with the NFT stuff. So that's where I see us in a year from now, from having more of that utility and then more of that volume generating sort of system. But in terms of that too, also just trying to get out there really to be a more of a longer lasting token, because I think with anything in crypto, and from my experience, is that the longer you're in, the better you're positioned, especially when the next bull cycle comes to, because you're better positioned when people can go, hey, look, like you guys have been around for 2 years and you haven't rugged, right? Whereas a token that's just come out today or last week, people still have that hesitancy, right? Where they're like, oh, they're going to rug, or, and there's a lot more FUD that can be generated from brand new projects and brand new tokens. So that's another thing too that I'm really looking forward to, is that the longer we're around, the more we can just prove to people and show to people like, hey, if we were going to scam you, we would have scammed you like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that stuff, which again is invaluable, because time is one thing that you can't put a price on either. And that's just something that I'm personally looking forward to as well, is having, just that time where we can say we've been around for X amount of time. If you still doubt us after, say, for example, 2 years of not going anywhere, well, then I don't know how I can help you, because, like, yeah. I don't know if you guys got anything else to add to
that. A year from now, the moon?
The moon,
perhaps? Past the moon.
When Lambo?
When Lambo. No, I'm excited. I'm excited about the future of it. I mean, it's it's still so early, and it's just really hard to quantify like how much different things will be a year from now. I mean, we've tried to explain the yield farming the best we can, but until you actually see it, and you see it in action, and then you start seeing all the utilities that will get built on top of that platform. It's it's exciting stuff. So I can see a year from now us being one of the big players in the space, in terms of being the first reward token that actually has all of these useful utilities, and not just win Lambo, right?
Yeah.
Well, we promised Lambo soon. No, I'm not really promising anyone a Lambo, by the way.
Yeah, no, don't do that. All right.
The next
Jojo, yeah.
the next one will be when BODA.
When BODA,
That's
exactly.
what other tokens are going to be saying.
And that's the thing. Like I said, yeah, and time will tell. Like I'm pretty confident I'm going to be here for a while. I'm not going anywhere. So that's just I'm just reading the chat now. All right, so we got suggestions. Thank you, Nillington, for the suggestions. I'll definitely take them on board. As we covered just briefly with Layman's Trading's one about the content creators website stuff, we can help out with that. With the BODA team stuff, so I've purposely kept the blurbs really short because that's what happens with a lot of other websites. Is the team blurbs are really short. But it's on my to-do list to do an individual team blog on our Medium, so you can get to know like each individual team member a little bit better, right? But it's also going to be more of like a personal write-up kind of thing as well, just to get to know each person individually. Because remembering as well is that everyone else on the team still is working their full-time jobs and they have wives and kids and stuff as well. And understandably, a couple of team members don't want to expose their kids and their wives, but it's especially their kids, right? They don't want to expose their kids to the internet. They don't want to expose their kids to whoever is out there because you don't know, really. You don't know what's going to happen, and you don't want some weirdo knocking on your door, especially if you've got young kids at home. So safety is a big thing. So while we are doxxed, and you know who we are, and you know what country we're in, and like I mean, some of us know what like states we're in, or sort of what cities we're in. You just have to again be an adult and just respect the fact that we have team members who have families and they have kids, and just put yourself in that position where if you have young kids, and babies, right? Do you want someone knocking on your door randomly, being like, "Hey, like, can you help me out with BODA? Can you help me out with a trust wallet?" Like, I'm just making that's a stupid example, but like, you don't want people really coming to your door for that reason, right? So you've got to be careful in that way. Yeah, I don't know how much further to sort of explain that sort of thing. I think that's pretty understandable.
Yeah, I think we're going to have more community events as things move forward. We're excited about some different ideas that we've been kicking around. Like, I mean, hell, I'd be happy to hop on the Discord one of these nights and play some video games with some of you guys. I'm on PC though, so I'm not. I mean, if I'm not going to jump on the PlayStation team with you, sorry guys, no Xbox for me. But if you are over here on the PC Master Race, anytime. I will hop on a game with you guys. You can get to know me a little better in the Discord, and you find out just how bad I am at Escape from Tarkov.
Yes, that's actually
And
another. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Oh, I was gonna say, and I've got a PS5, so I've got that side covered.
Yeah, that's actually something we've been talking behind the scenes. Is just quickly doing a video game night or something just to get the community involved. Obviously, we're on Discord as well, which is great for community hubs. So yeah, we want to do gaming nights where we can all just play the same PC game, or there's like cross-platform games. I think one of the guys was saying Warframe, Call of Duty Warframe or something's now. Or Warfare, sorry. Warfare is cross-platform now, so we could get together with those console noobs and us PC Master Race guys. No, just. I mean, yeah, I've been PC all the way my whole life. But yeah, then we could get together, have some. Oh, someone just said, what did Jeffrey just said in the chat? We could play some Super NES. Oh, mate, if we could emulate Super NES and Nintendo 64 stuff, that'd be mad. All right.
I could I could Twitch stream some ROMs. My computer could probably handle streaming and playing some some ZSNES probably.
All right. Okay. Before we get too sidetracked, so now optimization. Yep. So Dave's on that. He's already optimized it as much as we can, but yes, we'll definitely take that on board and have a better look at it. And yes, thank you. We've just updated the website. Appreciate that we're getting a lot of good feedback from everyone. and everyone's loving the new look. Yes, we know, like it could be better, but we've just changed it. We just made it look a little bit better. So it's all a progress thing, but I appreciate the suggestion for that one. Okay, so the last one goes back into the Discord is a great move. Thanks, Juicebox, for this one. So centralizing community is a smart move. Yes, thank you. So we're halfway through December. So what are the realistic chances of getting the yield farm up by the end of the year? And then there's a side question: will Dave get his goatee back? I don't know, Dave. You're gonna go.
Yeah,
I don't know why everyone's
I will.
so into that. Like they're so obsessed with it.
I will definitely take it back to the committee and see what they have to say about the about my facial hair. I don't think it's gonna. If you're a South Park fan, I don't think it's gonna sparkle with the committee. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
All right. Okay. So the last question. So the yield farm. All right. So working on it every day. We've got the contract. It's audited. we're just going through rewriting it, fixing it up, and then we've got to do the test, and then we've got to do the UI stuff and everything. Right. Ideally, I'm pushing really, really hard to get it done by the end of the month, but we are getting close. It's already the 12th of December. And so I don't want to like crush everyone's dreams or anything, but I think to be realistic, we're probably going to have to unfortunately push it out to January just to be on the safe side. That's not to say that I'm still not pushing to get this done by the end of December, because that's still my goal to get it done by the end of December. But I don't want to give everyone, especially new people that come in, I guess, that whole like the whole overpromise under-deliver kind of thing, and all that sort of stuff. So I think we might have to change the roadmap today, just to push it back to starting next year for the yield farm. Again, just reiterating that I am working on getting it done by the end of the month. We've got the contract there. We've got we've got the governance tokens, the yield farm, all that. The contracts have all been audited. They've all been done. But then we've got to go to the testing phase. People got to also understand as well that we have to test not only when we have the UI done and the interface done, that we also have to test it to make sure the connections are secure, so we don't get hacked or exported and stuff. So again, I'm pushing really, really hard to get this done by the end of December. But just to be on the safe side, I think we're just gonna have to say that it'll come out in January. And just leave it from there, because the last thing I don't want to do either is say it'll be ready this month and then we come to the 31st of December and then people are obviously going to be like, well, you've got 1 day, where is it? And then that can really deflate people and obviously make people sort of lose hope, and then they can decide to sell or whatever and stuff like that. So we don't want that to happen. So yes, not to poo-poo it. The yield farm is definitely coming. It's definitely coming. I just want people to just get an understanding of, we want to sort of say January now, because I am pushing to get it done by the end of the month, but I just don't want to get to that position where it's like, hey guys, sorry, we can't make the deadline, if that makes sense. So I hope everyone understands that. I know it's a bit of a deflation, it's a bit of a bummer to bring that up. But we'd rather be honest with you guys as well and just flat out say, look, I'd rather be on the safe side and just say January again. Yeah, I'm pushing hard to get it done. I'm pushing hard.
yeah, we've got a saying at work about development. That is, if a developer tells you a time frame, you multiply it by 4 and add 2 days, and that's about how long it's going to take. So if somebody tells you 3 days to get something done, it's going to be 14 days. So 3 times 4 plus 2. That's how it always works with development, because you run into things, you run into bugs, you run into complications, and when it comes to somebody's money, we don't want to just push something out. Like we want it to be right.
Yep.
Yeah. No, 100%. All right. So on that, all right. So our website, I don't know what other URLs come up there. It's probably the login thing. I don't think that's a risk. Right. So we've just revamped our website. Okay, so thank you for everyone for all the questions. We really appreciate it. I do have some exciting development updates though to show you. So we'll just quickly cover the website that we've revamped, so everyone's already seen it, but just quickly cover it on the AMA. So we've just added it, made some little pretty pictures and some pretty buttons. We've still kept the count there, but you can go to the dashboard and click on it now. Found out last night that for some reason a couple of hyperlinks weren't working, so I've just went and added a join Discord button. We've got all our article releases here, so you can have a look if you haven't seen the new changes yet. But I think pretty much everyone else has. So you can scroll down. We've also got these new features here, just to try and explain everything, a bit more clear in detail, and then all the future things that we're building. So that's our new look website. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Most people have been giving us positive feedback, so I appreciate that. All right, now, in terms of what we've been working on, so apart from working on pushing the yield farm UI, simultaneously, we've also got now, ta-da! We have, this is a design example. It's not the finished product, okay? I need to also make that very clear, because sometimes people get a bit too excited and then think that's the finished product. So this is our swap UI, so this is part of, our design, because we are designing the UI for the yield farming. So we've just decided we're going to do this as well on the side. So this is really, really important to have a swap on our dashboard where people can then directly purchase BODA tokens, BODA V2, directly on our own swap on our own dashboard. It saves people from stuffing around and having to go to Pancakeswap and other things. And as much as and no offense to Soku guys if you are watching, absolutely love SokuSwap and their UI and how much easier it is to use than Pancakeswap. Ultimately, we need to have our own, right? And we need to have our own swap on our dashboard. So if we can just keep people on our dashboard as a one-stop shop, and so if they can purchase not only our BODA V2 tokens, but if they can also start to purchase other Pancakeswap tokens that we can put on there and we can whitelist on our swap, that's just going to be amazing for us, right? Again, our dashboard will be that one-stop shop. So this is just the concept example design. Obviously, we've got it's a rough design. We've still got stuff to do with it. But it just gives you an idea what we can do, right? So just imagine Pancakeswap, but it's our swap on our dashboard. So when you go to buy BODA V2, you just click on buy BODA V2 and it'll take you to a page like this where you can connect with the swap, and you can just connect directly, throw your BNB or even BUSD on there and get your BODA V2 straight away, right? The other thing I'm doing is I've reached out to a company for fiat on ramping. So with this swap, just try to imagine that there's also going to be a button that says buy BNB, for example. And so that will take you to a fiat payment system where you can use credit card, debit cards, or even, it depends, I think it's limited to a few countries, but you could also try and connect your bank account. Basically, what you could do is you'd purchase BNB with fiat money, as long as you've linked your wallet there, or you put your wallet address in there, and then that BNB would come back to your wallet address. So, for example, if you're on Trust Wallet or MetaMask, you just purchase BNB with your credit card or debit card, right? And then they would send the BNB back to your wallet, and then you could come back to, just sitting on our swap here, and then okay, all of a sudden you've got your BNB deposited into your wallet address. Awesome. So you connect it to our swap. So bada bing, bada boom. You've got your BODA V2 now because you've just purchased your BNB with your credit card, got that, bam, and then got the BNB. Now you got BODA V2. Now you're earning some BUSD. All right. Make it really, really simple, especially for those obviously in America who have trouble getting their hands on BNB, for example, and a lot of other countries who might be restricted. But it's just more about that ease and that making it super, super easy and simple, especially for those who are brand new to crypto. Because I got a lot of mates too who I've walked them through, I've talked them through on the phone, everything about how to sign up to Binance Exchange and do all the KYC stuff, everything. But to be honest, I've got a lot of mates who are just flat out lazy. And hey, if you're watching, but it's true. They're so lazy that they get to the KYC point and they're just like, nah, I can't be bothered. Whereas I think with the credit card debit stuff, I know that them being that lazy, they're not that lazy that they wouldn't actually go, yeah, now I can just like throw my credit card number in there and grab some BNB, and then now I've got BODA, and now, hey, like I've got the token. So really excited about building that. Again, we're trying to get this done this month. The fiat on-ramp stuff, I'm not entirely sure about that one because I've contacted them. With Christmas coming up, I'd gather the company's probably going to be closed for the Christmas period, but I don't know for a fact. But I've emailed them, reached out to them, so I'm just waiting for them to get back to us with the fiat onboarding stuff. But this swap UI stuff, again, we are definitely working on getting it done this month as well. So that's really, really exciting stuff. Yes, in the JB in the chat just said US, we need simplicity. Yes. Well, it's not just US, it's here as well. You guys got anything else to add?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, BNB hard to buy here. Semi-auto, not hard. Semi-automatic weapons, easy to buy here, just down the block. Yeah. But yeah, BNB, you know, I got to jump through some hoops, especially if you live in New York. I am incredibly excited about the fiat on ramp. I literally just this week, you know, was spending hours with friends who are like, oh, well, I tried Simplex and then I tried MoonPay and I tried and this didn't work and that didn't work. You know, called my bank, was on the phone with them for 4 hours. So yeah, anything we can do to help make that part of the process easier would be great. And then, you know, kind of circling back, if there's anybody in the community that wants to make videos, simple, easy stuff about here's how you buy this and here's how you do. I mean, anything you can do to help. I mean, just search how to buy and then put the token in there. And the big popular tokens, there's thousands of those videos out there. So yeah, anything we can do to help, you know. And when these platforms come out, you know, doing a quick TikTok on it, you know, just hey, look at this new dashboard, you know, get the name out there. We appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, that'll be awesome. But yeah, like I said, this swap thing make it really super easy, and then the fiat on ramping will make it even easier. Really excited about that. All right. We wanted to quickly cover actually while we're on Pancakeswap, an issue that keeps coming up, and because it's Pancakeswap, right? We've got facts on our website. I don't know how many times we have to tell people. And our community members keep telling people as well. There's facts on our website. It's also in our Discord channel now under the facts channel. But if you're having errors with Pancakeswap, right, a lot of the issues is either your slippage isn't set right, so you've got to go into settings, set your slippage. Sometimes it's the transaction speed stuff. When Binance Smart Chain is getting congested, sometimes you do have to set it to fast. So you have to set it to 6 GUI instead of 5. The reason for that is sometimes it sits at 5.5. And so 5 isn't enough to cover it, whereas obviously 6 is. 15% on buys. But then you can do a trick, right? So like if you put in, you know, like say cake or whatever, you can put, why is my dot not working? Oh, here we go, because it's already got a dot in there. You can put a dot at the end of the number. And so there's a bit of a trick that works 99% of the time where you can actually kind of bypass the slippage. It works a treat on SokuSwap, and we're hoping we can get it so it can work the same on our swap UI as well. But SokuSwap's default, I think, is like 0.8% slippage or something like that. But you can trick it to do that where it normally goes through every time. But even with the slippage on, so there's like an input if insufficient error that comes up a lot. So the quick fix to that is, again, just adding a dot to the end of the number of the token amount. That usually fixes it. The reason for that, so what you'll see here, right? So if we did 49, it doesn't do it anymore. But up here, if you've got one whole BNB, and then it might do like 49.8134 whatever cake. But then if you bring it down to 49 flat cake, see how it's now 0.98 blah blah BNB. Sometimes what happens in the internal router is that the decimals throw out the whatever it is, the matching, the pairing of the BNB and the token. And so that's one of the major common errors too, is that it's trying to match the exact conversion for BNB and token, but then the decimals throw it out. So then if you just do that and make it a flat number and put just a dot at the end, what your BNB will autocorrect anyway, right? But you're getting that flat amount. And so that can really help just to process it and have zero errors. And again, got to make sure you have enough BNB. So the biggest problem with mobile apps, especially with Trust Wallet, is it doesn't auto deduct the gas fee from your token price. So on the computer, if I connect MetaMask onto Pancakeswap, this should be deducting the gas price automatically. But say on Trust Wallet, it'll probably, like, for example, on Trust Wallet, it might say it's 99 BNB, right? But you can only spend 98 or 0.98, I should say. So if you're using Trust Wallet, for example, and you're trying to spend all your BNB, it's not factoring the gas fee. And so that's sometimes where you'll get a common error too with the gas output input whole scenario. So there's things that you can do. You can go to our YouTube channel where Dave's made a common errors for Pancakeswap tutorial video. So you can go there. It's there for a reason. Or you can go to the official Trust Wallet website. And I say official Trust Wallet website because there are a lot of phishing sites out there, like scam sites out there. But go to the official support document and read through and search for the error code that you're getting or the error message that you're getting and have a look. The other way too is to go into BSC scan and you paste your wallet address in there, and then you go through your BEP20 transactions and you see what's failed, and you can, and this is a bit more advanced, but you can see what's failed. You can click on it and it'll give you an error code on BSC scan of why it's failed. And 9 times out of 10, if the transaction failed, it's because of a gas issue, but it would tell you. Okay, so that's ways to look at it. While I'm on this topic too, a lot of people believe, or they're under the misconception that your wallet stores the tokens. It doesn't. Your tokens are not stored in your phone. They're not stored in MetaMask. Your tokens are always stored on the blockchain because that's where your wallet is. Your wallets are populated on the blockchain. All these wallet apps, so Trust Wallet, MetaMask, SafePal, SafeMoon Wallet, all those wallets, they are just your command consoles to send commands back and forth to the wallet. So you're approving, you're authorizing, signing transactions through your phone app, but tokens aren't actually stored in your phone. They're always stored on this blockchain. So that's another reason why too, like I'm always telling people, and we have like our team members tell people, is like, look up your wallet on BSC scan. Because if your tokens aren't showing up on your phone, it doesn't mean that they're not there. Because more likely they are there. They're in your wallet. They're just not showing up on your phone because you need to import them, right? And you need to add them in. So
it's just like if you're using your mobile banking app,
Hmm.
right? If you got your mobile banking app for your bank, or you got your website for your bank, and you log in, right? Your computer doesn't have money in it.
Yeah.
Okay? Your
That's
phone
good,
doesn't have money in it. It's in
Yeah.
your bank account, and you're just accessing that bank account. And that's exactly what's going on with it. It is confusing because it's like, you can delete and add it, which obviously there's only one US dollar. Your bank, you don't delete or add anything. So it adds that level of complication. But that's the best analogy I've come up with, is just like your bank
Perfect.
account,
Thank you. Yes. No, save the day. Thank you. Perfect analogy. Like I said, my brain is a little bit stuffed today from being up till 5 a.m. So thanks, Dave, for saving the day. Perfect analogy. Just like a mobile banking account, you don't have cash actually stuffed into your phone, right? Same with crypto. Your crypto is not stuffed into your phone. It's on your wallet. So we just need more people to be aware of that. That would be great. All right. Now let's show off. Okay, NFT partnership. So I partnership. I've partnered with Pin NFT. Oh, this is a great day to do an AMA. It's right. So Pin NFT, right, is a new company, and they're launching their own NFT marketplace, which is basically going to be similar to, they want to do it similar to OpenSeas, but it's running on Binance Smart Chain network. They've got a lot of cool concept, cool designs. They're also going to be launching like their own little meme tokens that will be attached to their NFTs they're going to have on the platform. So it's really like, what they're going to do is going to be really awesome. But again, they're in the building phase. They should be launching this month. They're really, really close. So we've got our concept designs. Again, their concept designs are not fully finished. Okay, so here's our BODA planets that they've done for us. So part of this partnership is that they're doing us 12 NFTs to start with. And in this process, that'll be on their marketplace, right? So they've got their own NFT artists who've done this. So we'll have a 50-50 partnership where they take 50% of the sales and we get 50% of the sales. Now, this is just the first 12 pack of the cards, and we're just in discussions about going through like a deck of cards. So having these NFTs run as cards, and they've all got different. So I've given them all this. So I've given them all the names of the planets and what they do, and all the flora, fauna scores, the common resources score, the rare resources score. So, if anyone's familiar with just playing card games like Pokemon card games and I can't even remember off the top of my head now, like Yu-Gi-Oh games and stuff. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. So these card decks will have like different stats, right? So in terms of planets, so these planets, so they have a flora, which is your plants, your fauna, which is your animals, right? The super exotic, for example, has 100% of everything. So 100% of the flora score, fauna score, common resources score, rare resources score, right? So that's one of them. Now with the names, the names aren't coming up here. Okay, so they're in like, so this is like the first set, right? The first set of 12. So we're changing a few of the names. I think we're going with sand instead of desert. I think we're going with rocky instead of barren. But basically, it's a general gist, right? Each planet has its own thing. Now, we can have sets too, though, where we could have a set of, for example, like the lush or the jungle planets. And then we could have a second lush planet, but its flora and fauna score might be slightly different. And its common resources and rare score might be slightly different too. So we can adjust them all with their rarity values. And in the NFT space, if you're familiar with NFTs already, you've got stuff like the bull NFTs, the ape NFTs, all that sort of stuff. Like they have different attributes, right? They have different things, like they wear sunglasses, they wear hats, they have different colored t-shirts or necklaces on or whatever, stuff like that. So similar kind of thing, but with our planet, right? And this goes into, again, part of the concept design of like the planet metaverse stuff. So similar to kind of like a No Man's style game with different planets having different resources and different plant life, different animal life, things like that. So this is also giving you a bit of a preview of what's in my mind and what my design is of the planet metaverse game, in terms of like this sort of stuff. But again, this is just an early design concept. But with this card game, right? So we could also have an actual card game where we could play with these planets and play with these card game planets. But that again is in concept design. It's in the design phase. It's in the idea phase. But essentially, this is the first design of the 12 NFTs. So this is really, really exciting. And what do we got here in the chat? For the mainstream, for the spotlight. Hype. So we've got some exciting progress now. Here is a quick video. Okay, so let me just, where'd it go? So give you an example. So this is their marketplace at the moment. Again, it's still in design phase, but as you can see, so you can add your NFTs on there. We've got the asset name, which should be typing in soon. Oh, yeah, copy paste. Okay. So when I was talking about the planet names as well, so we've got different designators. So this one, for example, is called Echo Tower BO1, okay, and B for BODA, right? So we could have Echo Tower BO2, BO3, BO4, etc., etc. So each of those planets would also have its own sort of rarity values and things like that that we can sort of build on. And then we're just gonna add the description. So we'll go through this. I might as well play it. It's only like 50 seconds. All right. So this is also showing how their marketplace is going to work for other creators as well. So how simple it's going to be to add that on. Whoop. So I wanted to pause that there. Sorry, let me rewind. Okay. So this is an example. Again, it's just in creative concept design, but this is basically how they will also want to design their NFT uploading system and making it really, really quick, easy, and simple for artists to also upload the NFTs to their marketplace. And so this is an example, like of the Echo Tower, right? So again, it's not the finished thing because it's supposed to be volcanic, not jungle. But you've got Echo Tower and you've got BO1, and then again you've got the scores here and the traits, and then the planet in the middle. And so this is a video example of showing how to create it. So you create it, you pay the the minting fee. I mean, all right. So it loads, takes a bit of time. Someone skipped too far. There we go. All right. It's all on a test note too, I believe. Okay. Okay, there you go. So that's just quickly showing like all the NFTs that are on there. And sorry that it scrolls really, really fast. But it's basically just showing that they're all the NFTs that are listed and how quick and easy it is to put the NFTs up there for the artists. So just giving you guys an idea of how simple and just streamlined the NFT marketplace is going to be as well, which is really, really cool. Because I think making these processes really, really simple, right? For artists as well, for content creators to put up their NFTs. So doing something simple like description, load your JPEG on there, PNG, your GIF or whatever, and then pay for it to mint, and then it's on there, it's live, and you can start selling it. So I think that's really exciting. But like I said, I'm really excited for our cards to come out as part of the partnership, and then they can obviously make more for us and all sorts of stuff. But everything's got to happen in stages as well. So this is really cool. Anything you guys want to add to this?
Hype.
Oh yeah,
Hype?
that's definitely. Sorry, Dave. You usually go first.
No,
I was just gonna
just
say
saying
that.
hype. That's it. Hype.
Yeah, hype. Because making that simple is just amazing. Because I've
Mhm.
tried, uh, OpenSeas, etc. It's almost a chore to view your NFT.
Yeah.
You've got to do so many things, and half the time it doesn't come up, or it
Mhm.
takes a long time. Where if we can streamline this, it's just going to be so much more convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, you got to think about too, we're going to get revenue off this. So the revenue that we get off this is going to go back into the token ecosystem. So we're going to pump it back into buying BODA back, right? And that's going to help with the volume as well and help everyone's with the rewards as well. So in terms of that, as you as investors, as holders of BODA V2, this is going to be awesome for all of you as well. This is why I've decided to partner with these guys at Pin NFT. So we can get that going. It just also helps just to have an NFT range out there and just speed up the process as well, because obviously we're bogged down with a lot of our stuff with our yield farming and trying to get all that sort of stuff done as well. So we've got, you know, the all the help we can get, and collaboration and working with other crypto tokens and other developers is the way that we're going to survive in this game too. To be honest, like you need friends. A lot of crypto is about who you know, not what you know. So having these friends out there as well and having them, it's just awesome. This whole process has been super easy too, by the way. Like this has been done in less than a month. Um, it's just insane. Like it's insane how quickly they've worked, how they've done all this artwork and everything. I just had to supply them with a Word document, like I think it was like almost 3 pages. A 3 page Word document of like what I wanted the plans to be and like my ideas and everything, blah blah blah. And they literally turned it around within like 2 weeks of being like, hey, this is like, the original design was obviously just really basic. And then it's just evolved into this. So this is just awesome. And like I said, they've done this in like a month or so, or less than a month. So super excited when they launch their marketplace and have this up. And yeah, I'm kind of keen to like seeing how this is received, and if it's received really well, to obviously expand on this collection. And then we could definitely probably start to get to work with them to integrate like our own marketplace with them, because they're obviously, this is what they do, and they know how to code a marketplace and how to build a marketplace. So, again, with our partnership, even if we just get them to help us out and help to build our marketplace, we could probably get that up a lot sooner and a lot faster than trying to work on it ourselves as well. Again, with all the other stuff that we've got going on. So that's just something that I work on as well, with networking, with working, trying to reach out to other devs, other projects. This is all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, right? And it's really important. And it's like in any business, you need to connect with your suppliers and you anyway, brain's fried, but you know what I mean, right? So what was the other one? Suppliers and yeah. Anyway, right.
Any ideas like how many they're gonna be and any of that kind of stuff yet, or?
No, not yet. So these are 12 cards.
Uh-huh.
But we don't know how many of each are going to be minted yet. So yeah,
Obviously different rarities, right?
Yes.
Clearly,
So
the gold ones, there's not going to be
yeah.
very many of the gold ones.
No. Yeah, and so that's what I meant too about the BO1s, the BO2s and stuff as well. So we could release another super exotic, but it could maybe have like a 90% flora score, but everything else still 100. So we can tweak these. So this is like the card collecting thing too. So you could have you could have multiple jungle planets, but then, one planet could be slightly different to the other, right? And so we could have that rarity kind of factor into it as well. That kind of makes sense. I understand, it's not, I guess, with Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like they're different Pokemons, right? Or things, and it makes sense to have different rarity things. But that's the sort of
Well,
idea with planets. Because if you look at like games like No Man's Sky, you can go to the same type of planet, but sometimes it'll have different resources on the planet. So that's sort of a concept that I'm kind of running along with how we do this. But yeah, this is just the first stage, obviously. And then when we get into our card game and stuff as well, how do we play that? Again, with the rarity scores, or do we just have do we even have the spaceship sort of thing, right? And the spaceships travel to these planets. And so whether we have a card game where you have you play with the spaceships, have your attributes or whatever, and then you just have these planets as places you could probably go and do things with. I mean, there's like 1,000 different ideas we could have with this. But yeah, really excited just to have these up, at least these first 12, and then it gives everyone like a clear idea as well and a concept of what we're trying to go for. And then we can also add more to the marketplace anyway. It's going to be awesome.
I'll trade you 2 ice for an acid.
Two eyes for
Like trading cards. It'd be like
right?
Be like back in 5th grade again, trading Marvel comic cards with my
Well, that's
my
the
boys.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, we can have different, different planet numbers and stuff too. So you'd have like a stormy planet number 3, and then trade that for a stormy planet number 1, and do all that sort of
Yo,
stuff too. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying
I,
too. We'll have different attributes.
I don't know, Dave. I want that holographic Japanese dark planet.
The dark planet, yeah.
The rare one, yeah, the ultra rare.
Alrighty. Okay, so everyone's cool with that. All right, we've shown off NFTs. So last piece de resistance, because we have gone over an hour again. Okay, we've got our billboards, billboard creative designs. They are here. We'll finish the AMA off with our creative design. So thank you everyone for still hanging around and tuning in. Appreciate it. Oh, we will throw the questions actually on the stage afterwards as well, because that's something new that we're doing. Right. So they've got the concept design. Basically, we really like the design. We'll show you in a minute. But basically, what the marketing company's done is they've gone, right, you've got a limited time, right? So the digital billboards, they flash up on the highway and they flash up for 8 seconds. Okay, so you've got to catch people's attention, right, within that 8 seconds. And you got to make it clear, especially for everyday people who don't know really anything about crypto apart from maybe Bitcoin, right? So you got to make it really simple. The one in the mall that sticks up for 15 seconds. So that has a bit more time. So that they did put the QR code on it. All right. So here they just explain, what their sort of creative concept was and their design was. So they've highlighted USD. Okay. So this is our first creative for the highway or the freeway digital billboard. All right. So as you can see, they've stuck with this sort of space theme and they've put a nice little moon in the corner. But they've highlighted the USD, right? So when you see it, now you'll see, hold BODA, earn BUSD, right? But they've highlighted the USD again for that mainstream audience. And at first, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, because it seemed a bit off, right, to me. But then after looking at it for a while, you have to put yourself. Well, I had to put myself in the position too. Like if I'm in a car or if I'm driving past this, what's going to jump out at me, right? And this is what the marketing team's done, which is why they're a professional marketing company in America. So that USD will pop out, right? And it catches your eye. And then obviously we've got the URL, everything blown up, and then the little Certic logo in the corner as well. So for those who are familiar with crypto, they'll be familiar with the Certic logo. The one for the mall, the shopping center. So it's all pretty much the same concept design, right? Except they've added the QR code there. So because it's up for a little bit longer, if people want to go up there and scan the QR code, and hopefully they do because we've got that tracked to a bit.ly link so we can track it. But again, it's the same concept design. And then this is the big one for the 4 sections on that road. So this is why it's split up into those 4 sections. So I know it looks kind of weird and funny on here, but that's basically going to be on that main road, where it's going to be 4. It's basically 4 massive screens that are going to be split up like that. So that's why it's in that design. But feel free to give us your feedback on this. I mean, this is what's going to go up live on the 13th in America and runs to the 20th. But I think it's really, really sick. I think it just really stands out. And I think it's just really going to catch people's attention. And then we just want to obviously get people in. The biggest thing with that is coming to our website, but also if we're going to have people joining our Discord, because we are obviously moving to Discord now. We really, really need just everyone's support who's already in the community, just to make sure you welcome the new people and just make sure you help them out too. Because another thing as well is like we're in different time zones. Obviously, I'm in Australia, so there'll be times if I'm asleep or if some other team members are asleep. If any of you guys are in different parts of the world and you're awake and you're online, it would really, really help to welcome any new people. To also find out, where do they find out about BODA, because we'd like to sort of get that metrics as well, to figure out if they saw the billboard and that's why they got here or not. So that's really, really exciting. And again, these will be up for a week. So we're pretty stoked about that. You guys got anything else to add to that?
Hype.
You guys are all like, hype.
I'm very excited about the billboards. I mean, I sound like a broken record. I'm very excited about everything, but I mean, the short term, if you ask me what I'm most excited about next week, billboards going to be very cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the traffic. I would invite the community to please be extra nice and welcoming and awesome, because you guys are very nice and welcoming already, but it's going to be probably a little higher traffic in our Discord next week than what we're used to. So please feel free to help people out the best you can, and just greet and meet people and say hi, show that we're a friendly community, which we are. Because I think that's going to really go a long way, when people, especially because if they're seeing it on a billboard, they might not be as familiar with stuff, so sometimes you got to hold people's hand and walk them through stuff a little bit and point them towards the resources and stuff like that, as opposed to just saying, do your own research every single time someone asks a question, not that anybody does that. I'm just saying, there's places out there that are like that. So.
And also, if you're in LA, so we have a YouTube influencer who's lives in LA, so he's going to do some videos when they go up, and also do a video about BODA to his followers. He's got a fairly decent amount of followers. So we've got that. We've also had a couple of people in our DMs say they live in LA, but if anyone, if you're watching this AMA and you live in Los Angeles, definitely messages for the locations. We've put the locations up on last week's AMA anyway, but we can give you the exact locations. If you want to take photos next to billboards or take any video footage, that'd be super, super awesome. Get the community behind this. So again, if you're living in LA, and then you can post on socials, we'll obviously retweet it. We'll share it in the community to get everyone to like and comment on it. But that sort of stuff would be super, super awesome. A lot of these billboard stuff too, again, people get skeptical and they think they're fake, they're photoshopped, blah, blah. So just having that reiteration as well of real people standing next to these real advertisements, real billboards is just going to be amazing. And yeah, I've already had feedback, like I said, from that YouTuber who just reckons like this is amazing, awesome. Because he reckons he hasn't seen a token do any ads in LA before. Like everyone does New York, like everyone does Times Square, but how many crypto tokens have actually done ads in LA? So this is kind of like a big thing as well. This marketing company doesn't really done crypto before either. So we're not going to be, we're not going to have like a Times Square billboard where there's probably going to be like 5 or 6 other cryptos on the same ad spinning around. We're probably going to be the only crypto on like this mainstream advertisement board. So that's like another super it's a huge thing. So it's kind of a huge milestone, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. And then the marketing company will also send us like video and footage and stuff too when it goes live, which we're allowed to use. That's pretty cool. Someone in chat said New York was closer though. Yeah. Just take a trip to LA, guys. All right. Okay, so we'll open up the Discord stages chat. Oh, just quickly too with the dashboard that I was working on last night. We are adding the volume. We are adding the 24-hour volume to the dashboard. We're adding the volume to the dashboard. I was also working on, because I'm super OCD, on fixing the alignments, because that's really been bugging me. So we fixed the alignments. We'll be adding volume. We're also adding the last BNB price, so you'll be able to see what the price of BNB is. And then we'll obviously be adding more things. We're adding a news feed page as well, which is going to link to our Twitter and Reddit, and then we're adding some other bits and pieces. So basically, this dashboard we want, like I've said before, we want this dashboard to be the one-stop shop where people come here and then they hang around here and, you know, they buy the token, they play around, they look at other things. They can even start watching like the price of BNB and stuff. Eventually, we want to have like another chart going with the BNB price and everything. So yeah, we just want to make this like a one-stop shop. Alrighty, so let's open up for chat. Do I need to talk about the price for a minute? Should I quickly cover that? Just to explain what's been going on.
I mean, I suppose you can talk about it. I think we do have a few people still left that are like, oh, why dip? You know, why price? Why dip?
Okay.
But I think we've probably managed to weed most of those people out at this point.
So,
but yeah, I mean, the price goes up, price goes down. Welcome to crypto.
yeah. All right. So another thing that obviously keeps coming up, that we need to just quickly explain, is the price. All right. So, and this is something that I do want to do, but again, also being part of the crypto team and being like, you know, the creator of the token, of course, it's going to sound like I'm blowing smoke up your backside by telling you all this. But when I do the TA stuff, right? So yes, we had that massive pump, right? And that was a Halloween pump, a bunch of meme coins pumped. It was nuts. It was insane. Okay, and then we've come down. Now you can actually track, for those who don't know, and sorry for whoever this is, but you can actually track the transaction by clicking on that little button, right? And then you can go through here. Now, this BSC scan's always going to be flooded because this is all the payouts from every transaction. So every buy and sell will pump out payouts, right, of BUSD. But this is generally who it's from. Again, sorry for exposing whoever this is. So you can check out who's sold, right? And then you can go into here. Then you can go into their BEP20 transaction. You go, okay, well, what have they sold? And then if you click on BODA, we can have a look, right? So this person bought in 2 days ago and they've gone, nah, I don't care anymore. So they've sold out, okay? But what we've seen a lot happen lately is that people who bought in around here, they've been selling off, right? And recently we've actually picked up on this one here, is that someone, again, they try to pump us and they threw in about $36,000. And then they slowly started to sell off around here. I'll zoom in. Anyway, really not good at doing this on the fly. They started selling off about here. So they've pretty much dumped all the way down to here, which is great for the rest of us still holding because we get all that bonus juicy BUSD, which is fantastic. But that's to explain what's happening there. So this is what happens in crypto, right, as well, is that there's a majority of people who just want to get rich quick and they're not looking for long-term investments or long-term holding, unfortunately. As much as I would love everyone just to buy and hold, and then, you know, our price would obviously keep going up and up and up. But this is how investments work, right? But a lot of this stuff here is what we've picked up on, because we do keep track of all this stuff as well, is that these are people who bought in way back here. So they're still way up in profit. Now, the positive of this, though, and I know it seems weird for it to be a positive, but when new people are buying in here, it's creating what's called a new price floor. Okay, so a new price floor meaning that when that person who's already in profit from here, right, sells around here, new people are buying in, right? So if that person who bought in from over here now wants to buy in again because they're like, oh crap, like now I'm FOMOing, oh now there's billboard ads coming up, oh now there's like sick NFTs and their yield farms coming and that's going to bring heaps more utility to this project, right? Well, they're not going to get back into this price, are they? Because if they want to buy in even now, they have to get back into this price. So this is creating a new price floor, all right? So that's something that people got to keep in mind too. So I know people get deflated and negative and, you know, which is understandable. And you're seeing dollar values go down in your own investment portfolio. But when you actually have a look and zoom out the bigger picture and realize that it's people from back here who are selling, if they want to come back in as an entry point, they need to buy back here as an entry point. And what happens with setting a new price floor is when they come back in, right, at this entry point, the next profit they're going to want to make, they're going to have to wait till it gets to like up here to make profit, right? Or even higher to make profit before they cash out again. So it's easy enough that they've made profit from what, October, 17th or so from October. So that's another thing to keep in mind too. So all these people from back here, yeah, they're cashing out, they're in profit, you know, they've been around for a little while. It's what happens, but we're getting new people in, right? New buyers in, and then they're starting fresh again. And we've also seen people who were here, they sold out sort of probably around here, and then they've started to buy back in. Like I saw some wallets that started buying back even up here, that had sold out around here. So it's just the flow. It's just the flow of the project. It's how it goes. All right. So let's open up to questions. That pretty much covers that? I know it was very quick and brief, but I think it's just something that we might start to try to cover in like the rest of our AMAs as well. Because price and dips and things is something that always comes up in the chat. And, you know, the biggest thing too, understandably, we understand that, you know, money, dollar signs, and even $100 to someone can be like a lot. 100 US can be a lot of money to some people. But it, you know, you got to be reasonable too. Like we're trying, you know, it's investing. You should only invest what you're already willing to lose, which is the number one advice for investing. And it, you know, it helps to have that perspective. And again, it helps to check the transactions. So, holy moly, someone just bought $5,000. Thank you very much. That obviously, thank you. It didn't come directly to us. It goes into the liquidity to everyone else. But thank you to whoever has put in $5,000. So, from the community.
Thank yourself. Thank yourself for your wise investment.
Yes, thank you. From all of us, not from me. Sorry, that sounded really, really bad. From all of us in the community, thank you, because all that money is we're a peer-to-peer economy too, by the way. So also don't want people getting confused with thinking like we're stocks, and we're not a stock company, and the money doesn't go to us that we embezzle and blah blah blah. But I'm not going to go into that whole tirade. All right. Let's open up stages. Wave your hand if you want to ask a question, and we will hit it up. Okay, Kuvu811. Let's bring you to the stage. Let me bring up a cool graphic. Let's bring up the NFTs. There we go. Can someone bring up KVU811, please?
Yeah, I clicked invite to speak. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you hear me?
Hello, good sir. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I sent the
Hello. KVU811. I think you dropped out. Are you there?
Looks like maybe some audio settings. I see the mute unmute happening, which usually in my work meetings that means someone's having audio setting issues. So we're gonna go ahead and move him back to the audience. Let him sort that out. Okay. And then we'll, if there's anybody else who wants to chat, just raise your hand. There's a little hand button. We'll
take questions. Okay, he's back.
Okay, he raised his hand again. All right. All right, hit invite to speak again. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So I was trying to talk to Crypto Newbie to make sure that you guys are legit, because that one time when you called out ECD and all that stuff like that, and he has very positive feedback about you and your team and how you guys adopt. And I wanted to do a thing where I don't want to talk about another token, but I want to talk to you privately about another project um, with your whole entire team, bringing on your whole team.
Yep.
And this project is like it will revolutionize the whole idea of using for film project, for like a film funding project. And I'm from Hollywood, so I'm in the industry. I'm stunts, and I have my my good friend Chuck Russell, and he's director. You guys remember? I don't know if you guys know Eraser, Scorpion King, The Mask.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. Yeah, and so we just finished filming Paradise City in Hawaii, and John Travolta, Bruce Willis, and I am in the film. We're starring in it, and so that's coming out soon. We're finishing the editing in January, and then by I think it's summer that they're gonna push it out. But I want to personally get into everything right now. It's about NFTs in the film industry. But there's one thing where what's her name from the '70s show? She made like a cat cartoon thing with NFTs, and it blew up.
Mila Kunis,
Yes. I want to create a tokenized film production company. Okay, so it'll be me and him will be doxed into it, and we'll be the front, and then we have no problem doing that. And transparency. That's the reason why I want to work with your team, is how transparent you guys are. Because what we're doing is pure transparency in the film industry. And the coolest thing about the film industry is that as we're creating, producing the film, whatever it is, that's how you actually bring people in, because you're doing interviews every week. You can do behind the scene, you can do the stunt stuff that occurs behind the scene, all these kind of stuff to be able to keep people investing and continuing forward. And then as the future continues, then we become a full production company where we'll utilize one film as a lead to proof of concept to create. And then that's done. And then we'll use a Polkadot parachain now where directors will bid for their film production to be made. And now what that does is it actually allows the best of the best film to come out, because the people that want that film to be able to come out, they have to vest their tokens into those films. But pretty much that's essentially what I want to get with your team and get that, see if that's a good mesh and really get that started going, because me and Chuck, we've been talking back and forth, and this is like out of the light. And I was just like, all right, I just have to find a good team that I trust, that's full transparency, and that's what you guys are. So especially what we're doing. And the coolest thing, I don't know you guys know this, but California is going to be able to, and you're smart doing Los Angeles. This is the reason why. Los Angeles is probably going to be the first state that's going to allow people to buy crypto or buy new tokens or buy crypto within California. All the other 49 states aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Cali's going to lead the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys read about that or heard about that.
I know.
California's going to lead the way.
Yeah, regulations really relaxed in California. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why it's worth sorry.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's worth spending our marketing money on advertising in LA, because there's less regulations around crypto in California as well.
Yeah, and they're very kind of open-minded, and the person who's leading it, she has crypto herself. So that's why it's really good here. And when it comes to, that's why I think the marriage of crypto funding with film production is like a perfect marriage, because how do you keep people engaged or want to keep investing into the token? Utilities, right? Utilities. Well, film is different in that you get weekly interviews, you get weekly things that are occurring. It's a nonstop thing. Once production starts, there's so many things. We can even do a thing where we're scouting for locations and how much of a headache it is just to find location and rent location to be able to film it and all that kind of stuff. And all these things that can be played into, tokenizing the film, like taking the power away from pretty much the big networks. If you think about it, if this is done correctly, with the right people behind it, they can take the power away from the film industry. I mean, not take the power away from the big networks and bring it back to the people. you know, and that's the thing. And then the whole NFT thing, that can be later on. I don't know why people don't think about tokenizing a whole film production in this manner. Like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just 1 + 1 = 2, you know, it's like common sense. I mean, everybody's trying to do the NFT thing. I just don't, like, I don't see that bringing the people in. This will bring people into crypto even quicker because, you know, it's just the idea of them investing into a production, knowing the movie's progressing, you know, as it leads on. So that's why I want to talk to Billy, you on, you know, the side note about this, if that's okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I think so you messaged on Instagram. I think I saw it this morning. Obviously I haven't gotten back to replying yet because I've been busy setting up the AMA. But yeah, if you're the same person, definitely have a chat with you.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's why I said you can Google me and find me, and you know that's why I have to be essentially doxxed because I'm in the limelight, you know.
Yeah.
And Chuck, he's in the limelight too, so it's a situation where, you know, dox, that's the normal thing we do in film anyway with that. So it's actually a good marriage. You know, I'm not worried about the whole thing of being in public eye. So is he, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's your job anyway, isn't it? Your job's to be in the public eye, mate. You're behind the camera. You're on the camera, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually I'm actually on set right now. We're doing a bunch of stunt stuff. So yeah. So
yeah. No, well, I live on the Gold Coast, and so we got a stunning. I live near Movie World where they film like Pirates of the Caribbean, Thor, and all that sort of stuff. So there's a stunt academy down the road. And I got a mate who went to NIDA, the film academy, and now he's on Home and Away.
Yeah.
You probably heard of
Home
and Away. He's on my old army buddy.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm familiar with the film industry and stuff. Like I said, it's down the road from me. So yeah, we'll have a chat definitely. I appreciate I guess I mean, you're seeing some value in us. Like it's really awesome that you've come to approach us because that's that's my whole game, man, with this whole crypto thing too. Not even just crypto, just life in general, but just being like that. They're trying to create something that's more honest, right? And
right.
Yeah, getting away from all that whole corrupted crap, which obviously Hollywood is notorious for anyway. But
yes. Yes. 1000%. But that's the thing is nobody. You can look at it all you want. There's NFTs and everybody's talking about NFTs. Creating a movie as an NFT, blah 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 blah. NFT. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. But there's not a single person or single big namer that has come out and said, "I'm going to create a film production, a fully tokenized film production."
Yeah.
And it's just because Hollywood is so behind that they don't understand how crypto is. Where like I'm like in both worlds that I love crypto so much, and then you know with the whole passive income tokens that we've seen come about and all that kind of stuff, I think I was like, boom, light bulb. That is a marriage made in heaven. Like why? You know? And then go ahead.
Well, I don't know. So just a quick idea that's come to my brain right now is so you could even have a movie, right? And then say even if it's attached to like a tokenized NFT system, whatever. This is an example, a rough idea in my head. But say it goes to cinema, and then whatever proceeds you make off the box office, say that those who invested into that NFT film, right? You could earn like proceeds off that as well. So that whole commission thing to the people, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking too. But also, you can also do this where, for example, 2 years to make the movie, create it, boom, okay, the token is rising dramatically, and then suddenly the movie comes out, box office hits, and then we promise to the people that 5% of the box office will go back to buying tokens and burning them, and then we burn them hour and hour for straight how many days, and that 5% will just keep burning. What does that do? That allows people, they can't time it. They literally will know that hour and hour this thing is burning tokens away and whatnot, and feeding green bars over and over and over again, so people keep getting. And then after that, you're like, okay, we're creating part 2. Yeah. You guys want to still invest or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then okay, we have another project coming out. It's like the film industry is what? It's unstoppable. It's creativity. Creativity continues the system, right? So that is the pure utility. How do you beat that utility?
No, you
And
don't,
it's
not with not with that. So that's the thing. I think if you had a anyway, we can talk about more. I think privately too, because we're running out of time.
I don't want to take away from both. Sorry, I don't want to take away from both. We both just went on a tangent. Sorry, it's my ADHD. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll talk to you private. You guys talk about bohda.
That's all right,
I'm
mate.
sorry.
I've got 100 ideas now run through my head. So all good. We'll have a proper chat. About it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And come up with a concept and then work from there. It's usually how these things
Yeah,
go. You just put down.
I saw your
ideas.
website. Yeah, I saw your website and I was like, oh my god! Like your old website to your new website is like 5x better. And I was like, oh my god! I'm like, this is a wrap. Like if this team, I'll have this team. And I love that you guys are so fresh. You know, you're not ego blown out yet. You know what I'm saying? You guys will be, but that's you guys out there yet. So that's why it's like perfect bears where we'll both rise together. You know, that's the whole idea behind it. But I bet you just do like, all right, can we go back to bohda now? So you guys go back to bohda.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I mean, you're giving some excitement to our community that are listening in, to be honest, because now I got like, this idea of doing something with Hollywood.
Well, now exactly. Now they gotta think about it. And they're gonna sit there and be like, wait a moment, this dude dropped in. And you're like, oh, you can Google me, Cade Vu, Kade, last name Vu, Chuck Russell, CHUCK Russell, RUSSELL. Yeah. Look us up on IMDb, or you can Google us and you'll find us. But that's the whole point is like, I just can't, like, I don't understand, like, I mean, I do. Like, my brain, like you said, right, you have 100 things that's top of your head with the capacity or capability of what it can do going into the film industry combined with crypto. It's another level. And everybody's thinking about NFTs, but nobody's thinking about why don't you guys fund the damn films using a tokenized system? Like, why wouldn't you do that? And what do we have, right? Anybody that comes out with a token, as soon as they dox themselves, that gives you like, you go up 3 levels. Certex, you go up another 3 levels. That's why, no matter what, I want Crypto Newbie to be the advisor for things that need to be on websites. Because every time I watch him, he calls on everybody. He's like, all right, I wish they had this. I wish they had that. They're missing this. They're missing that. I'm like, dude, yeah, he's the checkmate. Like, he'll check mark everything and get everything down because he'll call it out. And I love that. And I love that about him. So that's why, like, I want him involved because basis on that alone, I want him involved because he checklists everything, and I love that. But the whole point is like, there's so many things, and that's what I'm saying. You can just think about it and let the people, they can Google me and they'll find me. And listen, I was just in a Grayscale commercial, okay? It's all up in New York right now, Grayscale Bitcoin.
Yeah, I watched that, Yeah, I think with crypto newbie and I think being ex-military as well, like that's the thing. Once you're in the military too, like, and you see a different side of life, which I think honestly, I think everyone needs to actually see that side of life because it's a wake up call. But it makes you see
my family. Yeah, no, my family, like my cousins, all of them are military, and I was like on the cusp of going to the military until my mom got on her knees and begged me not to do it. Otherwise, I would have went that way too, but I didn't. But I had the utmost respect, and that's why that combined with everything, like I know, like there's honor in the way you think. There has to be. If you're in the military, So unless you got like booted out, but I know you didn't. But I'm saying unless you got booted out and stuff like that, and all that stuff. But okay, you guys get back to what you're doing. I'll let you guys go. I don't want to be that guy.
No, good, man. All right. Well, anyway, I'll get in contact with you properly, and then we'll have a proper chat.
Yes, sir.
Get to know you more as well because I've already stalked all your stuff anyway. But I get to know you more too because.
Yeah,
make sure
Hey, you gotta verify. Yeah, you
gotta make sure you're real and you're not some like fake profile.
Real. That's the problem. Like, I'm like, how's he gonna know I'm real? Like, I'm gonna sound like some crazy dude that's like, hey, I see it so many times on Twitter. Hey, can you DM me this? Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, how's he gonna know I'm real now? I'm like, all right, I can tell him to Google me. If I show up, then he'll know I'm real.
All good, man.
All right,
All good.
sounds good
Cheers.
though. I appreciate it. I'm gonna
Okay.
get back to
Thank
work.
you.
Man.
No worries, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Yep. Bye.
All right. That was very exciting. Very exciting. Has anyone else got any questions before we wrap up? Any more for any more?
I don't see any raised hands. I think we're all clear.
Okay.
Only an hour and 40 this time. And I'm sorry, my friends are asking me to say hype again.
Hype. Hype.
Hype.
All right.
Hype.
Well, one of these days we will get within the hour timeline. One of these days.
I wouldn't count on it.
One of these days. But again, appreciate everyone sticking around this whole time. And for those who are watching the recap. Again, with everyone in the community, also, if you have been here this whole time and watching the AMA, you've obviously learnt the new updates, learnt what's going on. So again, really, really appreciate if you can help the new people out when they do ask the questions that have been answered 1,000 times. It would help, if everyone could pitch in and do all that sort of stuff too, because not that we don't mind doing it, it does also take away time from us working on stuff. So any help from the community, and same goes with posting on socials, making YouTube vids, making just Reddit posts, whatever about BODA, that would really, really help out too, because then the more accounts that we have out there posting, like anyway, don't need to explain it. All right, you guys got anything to say before we wrap up?
Hype. I'm gonna kill Billy by accident.
Okay.
Death by coffee laughter.
Another win marketing question. All right, awesome. All right. Well, anyway, we'll wrap this up. Probably have like another post AMA chat in the Discord. Anyway, so I will work on a video too to also show how to use Discord, because I know a lot of people are just adjusting to the transition from Telegram, which we are locking today. Alerts channel will stay open, but we're locking the main channel. So everyone get into Discord. And please like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. Get pumped. Get pumped for the billboards that are coming out on Monday. Hype. Okay.
Hype. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
All right. Have a good night.